Hello, everyone. Welcome. Today we're talking about how Feng Shui sometimes can be at odds with real estate. My name is Moni Castaneda, and I am a Feng Shui consultant, teacher, speaker, and author, and creator of the 9 Steps to Feng Shui system, which is the most effective way to turn your home into a dream home. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you so that we can get started right away with our lesson. So I hope you can see my screen right now. We're going to talk about 4 instances where Feng Shui is at odds with real estate. I recently gotten kind of addicted to these reality TV shows where realtors are selling high-end homes, so $1 million homes and up. And I've got to tell you, I've been cringing a lot more than I've been rejoicing in the beauty or the luxury because there's so much bad Feng Shui out there. And unfortunately, a lot of the things that are considered pluses in real estate right now are actually not good Feng Shui. So it's really bad for you to have bad Feng Shui. But to pay top dollar to have bad Feng Shui, that is really, really painful. And so we want you to have good Feng Shui and your dream home. But in order to do that, you need to be able to disconnect from the fad. The fad is the fashion. Something becomes popular, and then everybody wants to do it. And there's 2 problems with that. One problem is that the thing that's popular today may not be in tune with what you really love. And the other thing is that if you do something that is too fashionable, in a few years it's going to look dated. One of the things that right now is kind of crazy, right, is that people are just crazy about all white kitchens. And one thing I can tell you from my experience as an architect and as a Feng Shui consultant is that if you get an all-white kitchen, the only time it's going to look clean is when you first move in or when they first finish the remodelation of the kitchen. Because an all-white kitchen is going to show every single speck of dirt, every little crumb is going to stand out. And so that's one of the things, and also in Feng Shui, we consider that white is not the best color for the kitchen because white represents the metal element and the kitchen needs the wood element. Now, that doesn't mean that you have to have wood color because the wood element in Feng Shui is not represented by the brown color, by greens, teals, and light blues. But that is a whole other topic, right? We've just been talking a lot about kitchens lately in my free Feng Shui group, which is Feng Shui for Us group. Let me see here. It looks like somebody is not muted. There you go. Okay, so 4 instances where Feng Shui is at odds with real estate. One of the things that people talk about, they go into places and they're like, oh my gosh, this is so interesting. This is so modern. And the lines are so clean. And usually when people say the lines are so clean, what they really mean is that there are sharp corners. So I have chosen this photo to show you because this combines 2 problems that you see a lot in modern homes that are going to be different or unique. And one is, just 2 walls meeting at a corner and they're creating a sharp corner. In that sense, disturbing energy into a space. And the other one is having walls that are slanted. Walls that are slanted, believe it or not, eventually people end up tilting their heads to match the tilt of the wall. And so these clean lines or these super sleek looks usually come with sharp corners, and sharp corners are not a good idea because they produce this turbulent energy. In Feng Shui, we talk about having harmonious qi, and qi is the Chinese term for life force. So you want your spaces to have really good flow of the life force. And that is not going to happen if you have sharp corners. So the traditional fix for this is to put a tall plant. So you could put a planter here and a tall plant to cover up the corner. And that is the traditional solution. Now, of course, you can also round the corners. You can do other things. But it is very important, in not just in terms of energy, but also in terms of safety. If a person gets distracted, they could easily hit this corner because of the slanted wall. And I have even heard stories and met people who have heard something on sharp corners. For example, I met a lady that she had actually broken one of her toes from turning too quickly, so from going too quickly around the corner on a sharp corner made by 2 walls. And her nephew had actually been running and distracted, and he hit one of those sharp corners. And if your home is made of frame construction and the walls are made of drywall, there's going to be a metallic joint there to put the two pieces of drywall together on this corner. So that often is what's going to happen there often is that you are going to possibly get hurt because you are not hitting a wall really, a corner made by the wall materials, but a corner made by a metal piece that is a joint. So this is one of the features that I often see realtors in those reality TV shows praising a sleek look and very smooth, and what that usually means is sharp corners, which are not good feng shui. Another, you see it all the time. You see it constantly in real estate listings. I was like, this is a wonderful home with double height ceilings. So double height ceilings are not recommended for the reason that you lose the human scale. Now, this doesn't mean that you cannot have double height ceilings. In feng shui, we say, if you are following the nice to feng shui system, you can have your cake and eat it too. You can have the high ceilings, but there are certain things that you need to do in order to create the impression that the ceiling is not so high. And everybody says they like high ceilings. I never met a person that told me they didn't like high ceilings, except people who have lived for years in homes with high ceilings. So the people who have lived in those places, they always tell me they love the look, but they never use the rooms. For example, one client said that she had this beautiful living room with a double height ceilings, but they never felt comfortable there. And they were always crowded. Her whole family was always crowded in the den at the back, because that's where they actually felt that they were comfortable because of the human scale. So when ceilings are too high, that is a problem. And you have to symbolically lower the ceilings so that you won't lose that human scale. So you can still have the beauty and the freedom feeling that you can get with double height ceilings, but you have to do some serious feng shui corrections so that you don't feel uncomfortable and end up not using those spaces for that reason. So that's number 2. Number 3, oh no, did not come across well. The picture's not looking good, so I'm gonna see if I can find the image and share it with you directly from the site where I found it. But I can, in the meantime, tell you, right? The open concept master suite is also one thing that you often see promoted in real estate. Like this is a wonderful home. Check this out. It has an open concept master suite. And the open concept master suite means that there is no clear separation between the bedroom and the bathroom. And so I'm having trouble finding the image. So I'm gonna show you an image, and we're gonna have to use a little bit of imagination. Sometimes this happens when you're doing live things, things don't work out the way you thought they would. But let me see here, maybe I can do something else, because I had a previous version of this document, so maybe I can load the previous version of this document and it might show, but no, it's the same problem. Okay, so let me go ahead and share. And we're gonna have to use the imagination to complete the idea. So somebody let me know in the chat if you are seeing a photo of a bathroom, so I can make sure that you're seeing what I'm seeing. And so here you can see there's a vanity on the one side, there's a vanity on the other side, and there's a really nice garden tub at the end. So somebody said yes, thank you so much for confirming that for me. So now you have to use your imagination. First, I have to tell you, having mirrors opposing each other is a huge no-no in feng shui. You should never do that. And having these mirror frames is also a big no-no in feng shui. So I have to always say that, because I don't want you to go with the impression that anything I show you here is good feng shui if I don't comment that it is not. Okay, so you have to imagine that here To the one side, you have the water closet, like you have a little room, like a cubby with a door, where there's a toilet. And on the other side, you may have the entry, an open entrance to a walk-in closet. And there is no division between the master bathroom and the master bedroom, so that actually, when you are in the master bedroom, you can look at the garden tub. And this has become so popular in high-end newer homes, and it is so, so bad feng shui, because you want a clear separation between the master bedroom and the master bathroom. There's a comment there, and it says, yes, I see a photo. Yes, thank you so much. And so you want to have a clear separation. You actually need to have a door between the master bathroom and the master bedroom, and that door needs to be closed at all times, except when you're coming in or you are leaving. That is super, super important. And so this is so so praised whenever there's a home with this. You see the realtors and like, let me show you this, and they're like, oh, this is amazing. And so many people like this because they have the idea that a dream home is a dream vacation home. And that is one of the problems that I'm constantly seeing with my clients. When I ask my clients to visualize their dream home, to let me know what their dream home is, most of the time, the first time they describe their dream home, they're not describing their dream home, they are describing their dream vacation home. So my best friend in high school, she got married and they went to honeymoon in Jamaica, and they got the bridal suite, right? And so there was this huge king size bed. And from the bed, you went down a step, and then there was a tub. And so the honeymooners can enjoy getting to be intimate with each other in all sorts of creative ways, right? And so a lot of people, they go to a hotel and have an experience like that, or they see this in a movie or in a TV show, and they're like, oh, that would be my dream master suite. But the thing that may be really exciting the day of your wedding, the night of your wedding, right, your wedding night, would not be as exciting every single day, and oftentimes there's grime that collects on bathrooms. And so the last thing you want, and it's not just, the toilet, it can be in the sink, it can be in the tub. And so it can get unsightly pretty quickly. And of course you should try and keep it clean, but sometimes things, even just some water collecting at the bottom of a tub can look not good. Sometimes if there's minerals, a lot of minerals in your water, you can see mineral deposits at the bottom. But it also has drains. And in Feng Shui, we know that some of the qi in your home gets pulled down the drains. That's why we usually recommend drain covers that do not clog the drains, but so that you don't see them. And usually we want them like really beautiful or in strong colors too, because we want to prevent the attention following the drain, because qi, the life force, follows attention. So whenever you have something that keeps your attention somewhere, is also going to keep the qi or the life force. So if you can imagine, this would be a bathroom that you can actually see from the master bedroom, and there is no way to close that master bedroom from the bathroom. That is bad feng shui. And so the bathroom is very yin. It's yin because it has a lot of water, and it has a lot of materials that are cold to the touch usually, and like tiles and marble and granite. And the energy that you want in a master bedroom is yang energy. You want it to be warm and dry. And so when you don't have separation between the master bedroom and the master bath, that is really bad feng shui. I'm going to stop the share here, and I'm going to go back to my presentation so that I can show you the one that is right now. This is the most popular feature that you're going to see in high-end homes. And this comes from architects in general not liking the look of handrails. So, I studied architecture when I was living in Ecuador, and my most modern teachers, the teachers that loved modern architecture, they would talk about how much they hated banisters, how much they hated staircases, and they wanted to do things open, just leave them open. So there was actually a generation of architects that used no banisters and no handrails. And that is against code, so they got in trouble. Now, the solution that many architects have come up with is to do, like you can see here on the left, to do acrylic banisters or acrylic handrails instead of the usual metal or wooden slats, right? And you can see it also in this photo. In this photo, the balconies have that acrylic. And so, first of all, acrylic is plastic, right? And so you don't want to add any more plastic than you have to in a home. There's so many things that are already plastic, and plastic has no chi. In terms of energy, plastic is dead, okay? And so you don't want to add more plastic than you have to. And in some of the most expensive homes, you'll see that instead of using acrylic, they use tempered glass. And because they're trying to go for that sleek, uninterrupted view, because a lot of architects actually want to see sorry, I skipped slides. They want to see or consider their staircases as sculptures or works of art. Now, that is a huge problem because staircases are inherently dangerous. The safest staircase has an element of risk because if people are distracted, they can trip and they can fall down the stairs. And so there's always an inherent risk. And I'll tell you how you know there's an inherent risk in staircases. If you have a toddler, you are constantly afraid that the toddler is going to go to the stairs and fall, right? That's why we get gates to prevent children from going down the stairs or up the stairs unsupervised. And people can trip and fall down the stairs. And also, if the stairs are open underneath, people can hit their heads. There was in this one show on Netflix, I think it was a show about selling real estate in the Hamptons. And there was a home that they were trying to sell for over $30 million. And you came in through the glass doors, which is all glass front doors is also a Feng Shui problem because there's privacy and security issues. So they would come in to a lobby that had double height ceilings. And then in order to go from the lobby to the great room, they had to go under the staircase. And every single person, the owner, the realtor, the prospective buyer, they all had to duck their heads to go under there. And so that's what I'm talking about. That is really bad Feng Shui because one day you're going to get distracted. If you live in a home where the staircase is unsafe, where you're going to have to go under a staircase to get from one place to another, and you may be careful 500 times, and there's going to be that one time when you're not careful, and then you're going to hit your head. And that is really bad Feng Shui. And so let's keep going. I think I have done my 4, right? 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yeah. So number 1 was sharp corners and slanted walls, which unfortunately are becoming more and more popular in modern architecture. Number 2 is double height ceilings. Number 3 was the bathrooms that I had to use another photo to show you. And number 4 are weird and unsafe staircases. So there's this thing they're calling a column staircase, where you just have like a spine staircase is what they call it. So you just have like a beam in the middle, and then, let me stop this so I can show you maybe with my hands. They have like a spine going down the middle of the staircase, and then each of the steps is actually suspended from that beam in the middle. Can you imagine how dangerous that is? Can you imagine living in a place where you have a toddler there or a baby? You would never feel calm. Another thing that is bad Feng Shui that I did not include in the slides because I couldn't find a photo I could use of that without getting into copyright trouble is those pools that you see in super expensive homes where the water comes to the edge completely. Like these homes in Hollywood, they're on a hill, and the pool is at the edge of the hill, and then the water just goes down and just keeps circulating that way, so it looks like there's no edge to the pool, right? And I had actually seen some show where they were showing a house like that, and a person had said they had a dog, a small dog that loved jumping in and out of the pool. And so they were afraid that the dog would jump over that side and fall into the abyss. Can you imagine if you're afraid about